Hi, I'm Rob.
And I'm Rob.
And this is Ask Rob and Rob.
Hello everyone. Yes, we're back. Of course we are with Ask Rob and Rob. No prizes for guessing the topic of this week's episode, but completely understandable as well. So before we get into it, let's give you a quick reminder of how you can get involved with the show.
Yeah, lots of questions around at the moment, so get them into us. Call 013 808 0035. That's 013 808 0035, or go to propertyhub.net/ask. With either method, you can leave us a voicemail and we will play it on the show, followed by an answer. But this week, Rob, because everything's moving so quickly at the moment, the normal rules have been suspended.
Yes, we had so many questions in and so many different topics. What we've done is kind of combined a few and just answering the ones that seem to be the most pressing, the ones that you most want answers to. Of course, we could go on for hours, but we are podcasting 3 times a week at the moment. So don't worry, I'm sure we'll get through it all in due course. But Rob, one thing that's coming up time and time again with investors and landlords at the moment are lots of questions around mortgage holidays.
Yeah, loads of questions around mortgage holidays, because the way the news came out about this was quite confusing. Initially, it didn't apply to landlords at all. It was only owner-occupiers, and that was changed about a day later. And there's so much confusion and so many edge case scenarios that we've been inundated with questions. So let's start by very quickly explaining what this mortgage holiday is. The government has basically told all lenders that they need to agree a maximum 3-month payment holiday, and presumably that 3 months might be increased if it needs to be, but hopefully it won't. That doesn't mean that you're being let off your payments for a few months. It just means that they're going to be deferred. So basically, the length of your mortgage term is going to be extended by a few months, and those payments will be due at the end. It also means you'll end up paying slightly more over the mortgage term because the interest is still accruing on the payments that you haven't made, if you see what I mean. So with that out the way, a few questions. The first is, can I get multiple mortgage holidays? I've got properties with several different lenders. Will they all honour it? The answer to that is yes, they should do. You'll need to speak to each lender individually, but this isn't a portfolio-based thing. So every lender should agree to this, regardless of what you've got going on elsewhere. So you'll just need to speak to your lenders. The second question is, I've got a property that's currently empty between tenants. Can I get a mortgage holiday on it? The answer to that, again, should be yes, but again, speak to your lender. And speak to your lender is the best advice that we can give around any question regarding mortgage holidays. The critical thing is that you communicate with them. If you just stop paying for a few months without any arrangements being in place, then it will hit your credit file because they'll be marked as missed payments. So as long as your payments are currently up to date and you're in good standing with your lender, you shouldn't have an issue getting your payments deferred, but you do need to talk to them. The final question that we've had a few times on this is effectively, is this all just self-policed? Somebody asked, if I take a mortgage holiday, do I have to defer the rent to my tenant? And the answer to that is, well, nobody's checking, but of course you should do. The expectation, the understanding, is that you take a mortgage holiday if your tenant is in a position where they can't pay you because they've been affected by the virus. Therefore, you're in a situation needing to get some kind of forbearance from your lender. There's no evidence being collected of any of this, so you could take advantage in a bad way if you so wish to. But of course, that is not something you should do. And from what we've been hearing from the landlords we've spoken to, they're all being extremely understanding and everyone's helping each other through this, which of course is exactly how it should be.
Okay, so that should give you some guidance around mortgage holidays. Another question, another topic that is coming up a lot is, what do you do right now if your property is vacant or is about to become vacant? Well, the first thing to accept is that the demand for letting property right now is going to fall dramatically. And as restrictions become tighter, viewings may not be even become possible at all. Now, some switched on agents have started doing video tours of their properties. So if you are using a letting agent, make sure yours has done the video or is about to, because they'll probably need to at some point in the future. But once you accept the reality, what else can you do? Should you take a reduction in your rent? Well, the quick answer is yes. If you have the potential to get a tenant in now at a reduced rent and it's a good tenant, then why not? And not why not in terms of a gut reaction or just how it feels you should act. The maths tells you to. Let's just say your property is £1,000 a month normally to let, but you can get someone in for £800 right now. We could go, well, I don't want to take that. That's £200 less for the 6 months. And yes, over the 6 months, that's £1,200. But you don't have to go long to miss £1,200 worth of income. And who knows right now how long it might take you to let a property. So while it may not be something that you want to do long term, a 6-month tenancy at a reduced rate just to get it let and just getting some income in is better than zero income for the next few months. So don't get emotional over it. Just do the numbers and it makes sense. If your letting agent hasn't suggested it to you yet, get on the phone or on your email and suggest it to them. Get them to cut your rent, get it down, get it lower and get it let. Now, of course, that might not be enough to do it because demand might fall so low and restrictions are so tight that it's impossible to get it let. But while you can do something, take action.
So that's a lot of questions answered, but of course, you're going to have more. There's always lots of questions in property, but especially at the moment. So send them our way. Go to propertyhub.net/ask or call 013 808 0035. Just a reminder that you'll hear from us twice more this week. We'll be back with a property podcast on Thursday, where prizes will still not be given out for guessing what we're talking about. And you'll also hear from us on Friday for the second of our market update episodes. So we'll see you then. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.